What's up guys, it's Tyler with Royal Coats Powder Coating, and today's quick video I'm going to be showing you how to install a Corona ring on your first generation RC1. The new RC1s that I'm currently offering, they come with this piece right here. This is what secures your Corona ring on, and it's what also grounds it through the entire system. Without this piece right here, without a ground, your Corona ring would just be a decoration. So you have to have this piece and it has to be installed properly. I'm going to teach you how to do that right now. So if you've been worried about if you've been wanting one of these but you've been curious about how to install it, this video should answer all these questions that you have. I now send a 3D printed part that once you take it all apart to drill your hole to mount this piece, it lines it up perfectly. You'll take a marker, you put a dot, drill your hole through. There's no measurements needed. It's pretty foolproof. But if you do have more questions, feel free to email me at royalpowdercoats@gmail.com or leave a comment below and I'll get back to them as soon as possible. But this video is pretty straightforward. I think I made it as easy as possible to follow along step by step. You'll see the little washers that go in here are a little tight and a little tricky. I dropped mine a few times. No big deal. Just make sure you do it in an area that if you do drop them, you can find them easily. That'd be the only thing that I recommend on this because they are small parts. So go ahead, follow along this video, and good luck with your install. Okay, so today's tutorial is going to be how to install a Corona ring on the older systems. If you have a new system, then you already get this grounded little nut here that you install the Corona ring in. So you're good to go if you have one that's new that already has this on there. But if you don't, if you have one like this without that piece on here, this video is for you. So we're gonna go ahead and get into it. Some basic tools that you'll need is just a Sharpie, screwdriver, either a pick or a screwdriver, like a little flathead. There's a clip in here. I'll show you how to get that off. It's real simple. But and then a 7/32 wrench, and that is to install this piece right here on the inside. This is everything that you get with the Corona ring if you have an older system. I started making these, and these will be sending out with every system from now on. It's kind of just a foolproof way. I'll show you how to use it, but you're just gonna put it right here, mark your hole, and you'll be able to drill it like that. If you've ordered one previously and you haven't installed it, the measurements are 1 3/4 from the back and 3/8 down from the top. And I will show you where I'm talking about, where to measure from when I get to that point. But let's go ahead and we're gonna pull this apart real quick and get started on installing the Corona ring nut. So you're gonna start by taking these 2 screws off the back right here. All right, once you get those loose, you can remove this back cap and set it off to the side for now. So next, you're gonna kind of push right here and slide the handle back a little bit, but you don't want to slide it back too far because you'll bend these prongs on this pin, on these pins on this connector. So this is where you're gonna use a little flathead or a pick. There's a little clip in here that you're gonna pull up on, and it'll pop right off. If you can see that little clip right there, that's what I'm talking about. So you're gonna just pry that out and it'll come off. So now, basically what I was talking about just a second ago, you're gonna measure 1 3/4 from the back and then 3/8 inches down from the top, and that's where you'll put your point and you'll drill your hole. It is an 1/8 inch hole, by the way. I forgot to mention that. You'll need that with a drill to be able to get through. And then you also wanna be careful not to drill too far because there is electronics back in here, and you don't want to damage those. So now with this piece, you're going to take it and you're going to slide it on the back, and it's stepped. So all you have to do is just lock it in place like that. Take your Sharpie, your pen, your marker, whatever you got, and you're going to take it and mark your little spot on there. So I don't know if you can see that on camera, but there's a little dot right there. And we're gonna take our 1/8 inch drill bit and we're just gonna drill a hole through that. Being careful not to drill through too deep.
So you want to clean that up a little bit. And now you've got your hole for the little nut that holds on the Corona ring. So we're ready to install this piece now. It's got a lock washer, a washer, and a nut. You're going to want to take all that apart. It's a bunch of small pieces, so it's a little tedious. But you're going to put that in there. And then you also want to take your ground wire before you do that and feed it down in this hole right here. And it doesn't have to sit anywhere specific yet. You can actually go ahead and take this back cover off. That way you can see where it's at. There's just 2 screws that hold this on. This is the grounded plate where your hand goes. Be careful not to lose these screws because they are small. So then you'll take this off. This is the ground that goes to the control box, which grounds this handle. And then this wire, this ground wire, is going to go to the top side, so it all stays one continuous ground. So as you can see, I got this ran through here and up here. So now you're going to take it and you're going to install it on there. And you can pull this down a little bit to clean it up some. And then now we're going to install the flat washer. Whoops. It is a little tight in here, so it might take you a second. And now we're going to install the lock washer. Okay, so now we're going to tighten that down, and you want to keep this hole right here in line with the gun, with the way when the Corona ring goes on, it'll slip in just like that. Okay, so that part is a little tight. Have a little bit of patience. You'll get it in there. You can see I dropped my washers a few times before I finally got it. But no big deal. It's in there. It's tight. Next thing we're going to do is you're going to ground this to the top up here through the screw with the in the handle. This is also going to be a little bit tricky, but it's not too bad. You're just going to take that screw and mount it to the top. And then you'll take this bottom one and mount it just how it was before. So finish tightening those down, and now your little nut for your Corona ring rod is now fully grounded. And now you're ready to assemble this back together. You're just gonna take this, slide it back in here, and this part has to line up with here. So you want to be kind of easy when you do it. And then don't forget to also clip this in before you set it all the way. That way it's not too far in there. So make sure that little clip locks down. And now we got that seated, and now we're ready to put this back cap back on. And you want to be careful not to over tighten these because it is plastic. Just snug it up and that'll be plenty. Okay, so now that's back together. Now you can loosen this little Allen nut, or the set screw, sorry. And you can slide your Corona ring on. And you might play with it a little bit and find out what depth works best for you. But you'll go ahead and tighten this down when you get it where you want it. And there you go. Now your Corona ring is fully installed and you're ready to spray.